One of the great things about plantains is there's kind of always plantains on hand. No matter how poor you are, or no matter, what region you're in, there's always plantains. Hi, I'm Anita Shepard from Anita's Yogurt, based in Brooklyn, New York. Colombian cooking is hyper-regional. Aborrajados come from my mom's neighborhood in Cali, Colombia, and it consists of a ripe plantain that is cut into sections, smashed, fried, stuffed with cheese, battered, and fried again. So we've got a number of plantains here. They're all maduros, which are ripe plantains, yellow, not green. And the first thing you want to do is peel them. So much more fun than peeling a banana. You're going to cut off the top and the bottom first. Then you're going to make a slit down the inside just deep enough to pierce the skin, and then do one along the outside too. And then you're just going to go around with your thumb and loosen the peel and take it right off. And see how much easier it is now that there's a cut down the back too. It comes off in 2 easy sections. And we're just gonna repeat that with the other 2. I grew up with all the grown-ups in my family on the weekends gathering together, all my aunts and uncles, to have breakfast. Someone would make the aborrajados. As a kid, we would pop in and out of the kitchen and we would come and grab our aborrajados. But it's also street snacks, so you could go out onto the street in my mom's neighborhood and find vendors that are frying a number of different snacks, and this might be one of them. Each one of these you're gonna cut in half, and then you're gonna cut that half in half so that you have 4 sections. So we have our plantain pieces. We've got 12 pieces. This is hot. We're gonna get a few of them in there. I don't wanna crowd the oil, so you wanna get them in there sideways. It already smells like my mom's kitchen on a Saturday morning. The family all hanging out. There we go. All right. Frying it right now is gonna soften it so that we can smash them. We want them to have an even golden color on the outside. I'm gonna test this one and see if it's smashable yet. Smashing plantains. At home, I usually use something like this. I use a 1 cup measure to smash it. In Colombia, most kitchens will have a smooth river rock. Most people do not have one of these, so you can also use one of these. I'll use both, so you can kind of see how they both work in action. All right, some of them just need to be flipped. Now I want to get my cheese. There's cheese in Colombia called queso de hoja, which literally means leaf cheese. It comes wrapped in a leaf. It's a soft, kind of stretchy cheese, kind of like mozzarella, but mozzarella will work. We're gonna use this cashew mozzarella. And you wanna get 12 pieces out of it, because we have 12 pieces of plantain. All right, so we've got a nice kind of rectangular shape. Now it's time to stuff the plantains with cheese. And the coolest part about this is it's just plantain going around here, and then we're gonna make a batter to dip them in. So your cheese is gonna go on half of this little rectangle here, and then you're just gonna fold the plantain over the top, and then we're gonna use our fingers to pinch around the sides of the cheese, and you can kind of mold it to get around the corners there. And then we have this little packet of deliciousness. And we're gonna set this on a tray while we form the other ones. They're nice and soft when they're yellow, so it doesn't take too much pounding. And you wanna get it about a little more than a 1/4 inch thick. I'm gonna smash some of them with the rock just so you can see what it's like with the rock. And with these, you want to make sure you're working with the plantains while they're still hot, because they'll be easier to shape. If for some reason you had to step away after you fried them, I would leave them covered so they can retain their heat, because if you let them cool completely, they're going to start to fall apart when you try to smash them. All right. These are all ready to go. Now we're ready to make the guasacaca sauce. Like the aborrajados, I would not call this 100% authentic. This is kind of my style. I would say the most simple version is probably just avocado, salt, and water. So this is my version. It's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit more of a dipping sauce. So all the ingredients can just get chucked in the food processor. And they're gonna get blended together until smooth. Most commonly, aborrajados are eaten with no sauce, but I'm extra, so we are going to have sauce. We're only gonna zest half the lime. I love using the lime zest in this because it adds like an extra bright note to counter creaminess and the fried sweetness of the plantain. So we're gonna get the juice of half of this lime in here. We're only gonna use about half of one of these cute little Munchies homegrown jalapenos. Ooh, you can smell it. It smells homegrown. All right, so we're just gonna chop this. Even though it's going in the food processor, I want it to get evenly distributed. I'm gonna get one of these in there, just rough chopping it. We want about a cup of fresh cilantro leaves. We're just gonna finish this off with the mayonnaise. In this recipe, we're using vegan mayonnaise, 1/3 of a cup. You want about a teaspoon of salt. This is all gonna get blended together. It's nice and bright. Now we're ready to make the batter. There's 2 twists on this recipe. Traditionally, this batter is made with egg. And since I don't eat egg, my substitute is pumpkin, which gives it a beautiful color, a little bit of a nice flavor there. And my other twist is turning this into a beer batter. Traditionally, there's no beer in this batter, but I like to add the beer. It just gives it another depth of flavor. The bubbles help give it that crispy coating. I already love the smell of the beer hitting that flour, the seltzer, and the pumpkin. I just want to stir it together until there's no major lumps. So we have this consistency here where it's runny enough to drip off, but it's not liquidy. So we've got our aborrajados. They're gonna get battered, and I'm gonna kind of get the excess off, and then it's gonna go straight into the oil. They don't need much time to cook. They're pretty quick. We just want to make sure they get a nice, even golden color. You might end up turning them over a couple times. Oh, yum. I think this little guy's my favorite. There we go. All right, let's go for it. I'm gonna go for this one right here. Some of this guasacaca sauce right on top. Wow, this sauce is not something my family would ever put on an aborrajado. I would not have it any other way. Such a perfect pairing. You've got the nice freshness from the cilantro, that savoriness from the garlic, and a little bit of tang from the lime, and it really balances it out. But the best part is you've got this contrast between the crispy, crunchy beer batter, that soft, sweet plantain with the creamy cheese inside. It all just goes together so well. If you want the aborrajado recipe, please click the link below. I'm Anita Shepherd. You can find my yogurt throughout the US or available from anitas.com. And I hope you try this recipe.